What's up, all my gnarly ones? Good evening and welcome. My name's Gator Mike, as always, and you know what day it is? It is Truck Series Tuesday here in the North American eRacing League, and boy, do we got a doozy for y'all tonight. But before we hop into all the action, let me introduce to you my Tuesday night broadcasting partner. As always, Big Jim. Jim, fine Tuesday night, isn't it?
Oh, it's a great Tuesday night for some short track racing. I'm pumped for it, man.
And Jim just let the cat out of the bag. We are going short track racing tonight. Tempers are sure to be, I would say on edge, surely. But that's just what happens at these kind of tracks. But these guys are going straight from the high banks of Daytona straight to a short track here for race number 2 of the season. So quite the adjustment that they're going to have to make, and they got to make that transition very quick, Jim.
Oh, yeah, they definitely do. A lot of people say this is where the season really starts, right? Is the second race after Daytona. Daytona's good and all, but there's a lot of luck involved with it. So we finally get to see who is our short track extraordinaire here in the Truck Series tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Daytona can be a crapshoot at times, but looking back at Daytona, Plum D's Pipes, rookie here in the North American eRacing League, absolutely dominated that race. Won both stages and the race overall, so he came out with an impressive debut here in the NARL. Jim, do you think he'll be able to back that up tonight, or was Daytona a fluke?
If I knew more about the guy, I could give you a good answer on that one. But no, I really don't know if Plum D's Pipes is good on short tracks and intermediate tracks, but we'll just have to watch through the season and find out. I imagine he's pretty freaking good, but yeah, we'll have to wait and watch.
Yeah, definitely. He's a pretty solid driver, but on tap for tonight, we have got Iowa Speedway. It is 3/4 of a mile long, I believe. Multi-grooved, multi-laned, got progressive banking, so you can run the low lane, you can run the middle lane, and that high lane is super quick if you can set your truck up to where it doesn't get loose off the corner. So lots of options for these drivers here tonight. So one guy I have seen that's pretty quick in warm-ups, pretty quick in practice, still looking for that first career truck win here in the North American Racing League is K. Keenitz 22. Jim, is tonight going to be his night finally?
With John leaving, I mean, you've got to lean towards him being the favorite. I remember him last season being up there with John Marksman and all of them. So I think he's definitely one of the guys you got to look out for tonight. Of course, you got to also look out for, I already alluded to him, Marksman. He's pretty fast here on Banks of Iowa. And then we have a new guy, and you brought him up before the show, Wreckfest, joining us tonight. We'll have to see how he does.
Yeah, if you guys didn't watch back on Saturday night, we broadcasted the NOS Racing League All-Star event, and Wreckfest was a part of that. And now he's coming over to the NARL to join our Truck Series, fresh off of his All-Star appearance. So he is definitely going to be somebody that we need to keep our eyes out for tonight. He will be in the number 02. So make sure to check out Wreckfest tonight. He should be pretty quick. But we've got Frazier in the field. We've got Marksman in the field. We've got Tapens, among others. It's going to be a doozy here tonight at Iowa, as I am joined in the chat here by Kyle Bartles, KBart20. Good evening, Kyle. I know this track's pretty fond of you. You're from Iowa, so yeah, in the chat bar over there, keep it clean, guys. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, if you want to spotlight anybody here tonight, just shoot me a little text in that chat box, and we'll see what we can do. But qualifying's just wrapping up, so we'll get results for you in just a second there. But a couple other guys in the field tonight. You're going to see GMR Reap is in the field in that number 3 truck, our pole sitter from Daytona. So he's off to a pretty good start this season. Young Colt, top 5 at Daytona. Let's see here, going down through the field. We got another new driver tonight, Bubba Chafin. is making his first start in the Truck Series here in the North American eRacing League. So it's a pretty stacked field here tonight.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I forgot two guys that I was really going to spotlight. Mac the Breadman seems to be very fast on these short banked, not extremely banked, but just a little bit banking. He's very fast at these short tracks. And Kronk's Fight Milk, I don't know how fast he is, but he says he is going to be ripping that top line, trying to find as much speed as he can in that truck. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, speaking of that top line, though, Jim, with these trucks, they're a little bit under horsepowered. But which line do you think we're going to see used the most tonight, and which one do you think is going to be the fastest?
I think that the low line is going to be the most used, but I'm serious. If you can get that car or that truck, if you can get that thing trimmed out on the top side, you can make some ground up there, and it's more fun in my opinion, and it's also to me a little quicker even in a truck if you get it trimmed out.
Definitely, definitely. It all depends on how you set your truck up, whether you prefer the high lane, whether you prefer the low lane. It's just all about how you set it up here tonight. But for pole tonight, one guy that I mentioned, Kay Keenitz, sitting there with a 24.039, will be your pole sitter here tonight.
That's pretty quick. You think he was running a 9 right there?
It's quite possible. Don't have the rest of the running order here. But Kay Keenitz will be on the pole, so he's going to have the prime spot heading off into corner number 1. But this is going to be a quick adjustment for these guys, quick turnaround from Daytona, Jim. Is that going to lead to lots of contact, or because this track is so wide and so many lanes, it's going to be fairly clean? What do you expect for tonight?
Well, from what you told me in that practice race, it looks like we might see a little bit of contact, but I imagine it'll just be first 10 laps until guys can start spacing out. You'll see contact. I think these guys will get it under control pretty quickly.
Definitely is. One guy missing out of the lobby right now is Mr. Williams. Looks like he's going to be late to the show tonight and may not make the start. So that's going to be tough for him. But I know he's not a big Iowa fan to begin with, so I think he'll be able to recover. It's still a long season. And another driver, Mac the Breadman, looks like he's got some Wi-Fi issues going on. He's still questionable as to whether he's going to make this race or not at the last minute. So we'll wait.
That's a shame.
Yeah, we'll wait to see if he's going to be able to jump in before this race gets started. That's a couple guys missing the show tonight. As well as WSC 1990 will not be here tonight. One of our top 10 drivers from Daytona not going to make the field. So it looks like we're going to have about 15, maybe 16, depending on Mac drivers tonight. So a good field. Second place is going to be Frazier. Third place is going to be Kronk's Fight Milk. And fourth place is going to be Plum These Pipes. And that's going to round out your first 2 rows here tonight.
So starting here, I think Frazier's a guy that really likes that bottom line. I could be wrong. I wasn't there in the practice races to see. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But if you're Frazier, do you try squeezing Kevin down on that inside line and try to get the run off, or are you going to use that outside all the way next to the wall?
You know, that's definitely a tactic. That's a tactic you might be able to use later in the race, but I wouldn't do it right off the initial start here.
You wouldn't even test it out?
No, not this early on in the going, but that might be something that could work later on. But in the chat over there, I see a couple of guys. Swamp Fox wants that high lane going tonight, so we'll see who runs that high lane. Swamp. We'll see who runs the bottom and see who likes what. It's going to be interesting to find out here in stage number 1. But stage number 1 tonight is going to be 29 laps long. That's right on the edge of a pit window. Some of these guys may have to save here in stage 1 to be able to make it. So that's going to be something to watch out for, how hard they push here early on in the going. Stage 2 is going to be 27 laps. Stage 3 is going to be about 39 laps. I didn't get the exact number. And 31 to 33 laps on fuel. but I think tires are going to be more important. So lots of stories here heading into tonight. Going to be a good one.
Oh, for sure. And you brought up another good thing is strategy. I mean, this race right here, it tests your strategy and your decision making, even as a developmental driver, someone who's down there in the lowest series. But we're going to see them having to use their brains a little bit more than they did at Daytona with the play calling here.
Yeah, it looks like they're in a holding pattern to see if Mack or Williams are going to make it at the last minute. But we're fixing to get rolling here in the North American eRacing League's Truck Series tonight at Iowa Speedway. Well, looks like Williams is firing up right now, so it looks like he will be able to make it.
Put it in all caps, too. He wants everyone to know.
Yeah, he says he is coming now.
That's how you get people's attention. Don't forget them.
Yeah, don't forget me. I am joining right now. So it looks like Williams will be able to make it tonight. Mack still questionable with his Wi-Fi issues. But Williams should make number 16 here in the field tonight.
That's a pretty big field for a short track.
Yeah, it's kind of nervous. About to find out. But this track's plenty wide. These guys should be able to handle it just fine.
Multi-groove, too, that's the thing. The multi-grooved aspect, it makes these tracks a lot more fun. We only have a couple of them on Heat 5, but Iowa's definitely one of them.
Yeah, definitely makes. I love the multi-groove tracks. It gives you options, and I like options. I like strategy, being able to set your car up or truck in this instance to run how you want it to, where you want it to. So that's one of my favorite aspects of this game is the style of racetracks. Even though I'm absolutely hot garbage at Iowa and I don't like it.
Yeah, going back on that whole strategy thing, got reports from some of my teammates at FBGM that that high line actually eats up more of your tires. It's kind of counterintuitive to what you would think. You would think running that bottom would be worse for you, but even I guess that off throttle time on the bottom, it saves your tires just a little more than using that outside line.
Depends on what tire. Outside line is going to burn up your right rear faster than it is going to be your right front, but the low line will use your right front more than your right rear. Looks like Williams is in the lobby. These guys are rolling, and we can join Jim.
All right.
Blue screen there as we accept this invite to join into the race.
Probably would be a good idea to actually insert the game, don't you think?
Good job, Jim. You join the chat party. You don't even have the game going. That's a big
tough.
rip. Big rip.
Yeah, well, I'm just playing too many Fall Guys, I guess.
So Jim's gonna be a little late to the party here, guys, but I'm loading in right now. Thank you. Shout out to Fanatec. Make sure you guys go out and buy you a set of those Fanatec pedals that I'm looking at right there. Great looking set of pedals. Love that they're in the game. Love that they're in the game. The Club Sports Series. As I am loaded in, we are off into turn one. Looks like Keenis is going to take the early advantage over Frazier using that low lane. And a very clean turn 1 and 2 as these guys head off into turn 3 and 4 for the first time tonight. Frazier is looking to cross over Kronk's Fight Milk here. First second who got the early advantage going down the backstretch. With Marksman right there on the outside in the 45, we are 3 wide for 5th place. But there's that high lane dominance off the corner. Plum these pipes is going to take 5th place with that momentum that he carried through corners number 1 and 2. Everybody's starting to get single file here. Trying to find a groove, find everybody's breaking points so they don't run each other over. Pretty clean start to this race.
Still loading in here. I'm very close to getting it.
Perfect. As Keenan has now stretched his gap over Kronk's Fight Milk to about 3 to 4 tenths of a second. First battle on the track, we're watching it right here. Frazier and Plumdy's Pipes for fourth place with Bubba Chafin right there, one of the new guys. Waiting to see how this plays out. Bubba in that 4 truck tonight and for the rest of this season.
Looking at most of these guys as of now, it looks like most of them, other than, it looks like a couple of them are trying the high side, but
we got some contact in the back. They save it, they keep it straight. Looks like Young Colt got into the wall, came down, pinched a couple of guys towards the low lane, but they managed to keep it straight, and we stay under green.
We do stay under green. That was actually a very nice save by Colt and company back there. I saw one of them. Once a car slams in the side, usually that's a death sentence, but Colt held on to it, and so props to him.
Right now we're looking back from onboard Tay-Pins, your third place finisher from Daytona last week, about mid-pack here early on at Iowa. Looking back at Young Colt side by side with Mr. Williams, the late addition to tonight's race. Trying to make that low lane work. And he washes up, almost collects the rear quarter panel of Young Colt, but manages to stay off.
Got a nice battle of lines going back here for P3. Plumby's Pipes to the inside of Kronk's Fight Milk. Both of them using their preferred lines. Plum's using that inside, Kronk's using that outside. Looks like Kronk's is in the best of it. Now Plum's going to go to the outside and see what he can do out there.
Yeah, they both use the high lane there in 1 and 2. Kronk's decides he's going to take that line away from Plum. Plum goes to the low lane here in 3 and 4. Gets a really good run on corner entry and through the center, but Kronk's is going to get that run coming off of it. Side by side going down the front stretch. Oh, Kronk's into the wall.
And it looked like Plum was expecting him to come down, so he got on the brakes, trying not to become part of an accident there, so they'll stay side by side. Now Bubba Chafin's now in the battle for P3 here.
Still a heated battle here for P3, but Plum's going to take that spot. Bubba Chafin's going to follow him through for 4th, and Kronk's Fight Milk is going to fall back to 5th. Right behind these guys is another debutant. It's going to be Wreckfest sitting right there in 6th place, watching all this action go down.
So now going back to using that outside, it works for restarts in about 10 laps after, maybe 20. But, I mean, once it hits the long run, you're going to want to be on that inside because that thing will get so loose on the outside. I think that might be what Kronk's is thinking here, going back, trying to figure out something here for the long run.
Yep. As Wreckfest 92484 passes Kronk's here, coming off of turn 4, he's going to be able to clear him and take that 5th position away.
Yeah, that truck just does not look that happy right now. He's not even running really the groove he wants to. Another thing about this track...
he's super loose.
Yeah, I mean, you can hit a seam up there that separates the banking from the very top to the 2 lines on the bottom. And if you hit that, you're going around. There's no saving it. So
I'm glad you brought that up, Jim. That is something I didn't mention, is those seams. Those seams here at this track are deadly, and if you hit those things just right, there's no way to save your truck. You're going around. As it looks like Frazier got a little bit loose coming off of 2 as he tried to make the pass around Kronk's Fight Milk, who desperately needs some adjustments in that truck. Fired off quick and has now gotten loose and is dropping back through the field.
I think him and Frazier might be suffering through the same thing because Frazier started 2nd, remember, and now here he is back here in maybe like, I don't know, 6th, 7th place.
Definitely, as we're coming right here to 15 to go already in stage number 1, halfway through the stage. Doesn't look like these guys are saving too much. They must feel pretty confident about making it through the whole stage without having to pit.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to save here at Iowa. I mean, if you're going to save, it's going to be down there on that inside, and, less throttle time, the better. But if you're trying to save tires, I don't know. I really don't know. I've heard conflicting things about it being the outside or the inside that wears him more.
Yeah,
And
the
it's hard to know.
front two right now are using that low lane. Marksman misses his mark there, going into turn one, hits the apron, washes up the track. But Keenitz right now is kind of cruising. He's out there to about a 1.5 lead over Marksman. But they have chosen that low lane here, and they think that's the fastest way around. And right now, it's looking like it.
And it looks like everyone in the, not just the top two, the top five, as one goes through the grass down here in the front stretch.
See if I can't cycle through here and figure it out. We got a good battle right here. Frazier, Young Colt, Tay Pens, Reap, all right here battling for about 7th place on back.
Looks like Marksman must have made a mistake or something, because Plumdee's Pipes is right on his tail along with the other two. P2 all up for grabs within the top five.
Most all of these guys right now look like they are struggling. They cannot wait for this stage break to make their first pit stop and adjustments to these things to get them handling the way they want. But Marksman is definitely slowing up this pack right here. Plumdee's Pipes, Wreckfest, and Bubba Chafer all right there on top of him.
Plumdee's Pipes going to the outside. He's been running the inside, but he saw that Marksman was running that inside, and he was like, all right, I'll just use the outside, see if I've got something up there still.
As Wreckfest and Bubba Chafin right now are battling for 5th place. They're a couple of NOS guys, so they're very familiar with each other and how each other races. Right now, they're sitting up here in the top 5 in some points-paying positions here in stage number 1.
For sure, and going back to that whole pit road adjustment thing that you were just alluding to, what would you do if you were one of these guys? It looks like most of them are struggling with loose off. What would you do?
You are asking the wrong person, because I hate this track. But first thing I'd start with is adjusting those tire pressures and get them more to your liking. See if you can't tighten that truck up coming off using those a little bit. Maybe even adjust the wedge, make it a little bit tighter that way too. Not going to be as good on the short run, but on the longer run should make it more stable.
Yeah, and usually in the truck series, you're used to saying, all right, just set the truck up for a short run. You're going to get a lot of cautions, but it's like this season, these guys are pretty clean. I'm not seeing much caution potential. I'm sure it'll ramp up in the final stage, but as of now, very passive racing.
Yeah, Jim, don't jinx it. Don't need you to jinx it. Don't need that commentator's curse. However, the Truck Series has not had a caution so far yet this season. Knock on wood. Let me go grab the door right here. All right. Wood has been knocked on, but no cautions at Daytona. And right now through stage 1, almost through the end of stage 1, no cautions here yet as well. So off to a great start this season early on for the truck guys. I'll get a lap counter for you here very shortly. Looks like next time by here is going to be 5 to go here in stage number 1. As Wreckfest and Bubba Chafer beating and banging on each other here for 4th place.
This battle for P2 has been nice and clean, but these guys have been right in front of one another for, what, 7-8 laps now? One of them, Plumdee's Pipes, just says, all right, I gotta go catch my teammate. I'm probably gonna move you a little bit for a stage.
Right now, Cade Keenitz is making his way around some lap traffic. This is a 32-ton truck of Agent Chancho. Keenitz makes his way around cleanly here with 4 to go in stage number 1. The M&M's 100 laps here around Iowa this evening.
Well, I'm now looking to the inside of Marksman. Marksman's going to get that run off. Is he going to get loose? Looks like he will keep it straight for this time. It's a great battle for P2.
Yeah, it is definitely a good battle here for P2. As Agent Chancho looks like he collects the wall right here in front of these guys. It's got to be a nervous moment seeing that. 2 to go in stage 1.
Plum is just able to really get to that bottom very nicely in 1 and 2. 3 and 4, it looks like he's maybe striking it a little bit, but I think that's just a product of not racing it that much. I think after you give him enough time, he'll be hitting that spot on as he's still pressuring Marksman to P2.
Well, he's got 1 lap to go to make it happen if he wants an extra point here in stage number 1. As we are on the final lap already, looks like these guys are going to be able to make it without having to pit. Oh, we got one around here.
That's Kronks. He's going to go a lap down.
Oh, tough break for Kronks here on the final lap. Looks like he blew a tire as Keenitz is going to take stage 1. Marksman and Plum were side by side for second, but I think Marksman edged him at the line.
He did. Marksman, then Plum, I believe that's the 4 of...
That's going to be Bubba Chapin. Going to take 4th, and Wreckfest is going to round out your top 5 here in stage 1.
Well, there's 2 guys we haven't even seen race this season. Well, Daytona, I guess you can't really call it a full season. But 2 guys that were not there for Daytona. Gathering some stage points here.
Yeah, I had the privilege of watching them in the NOS Racing League All-Star race this past Saturday. So they're both quick, and they were in the League versus League Challenge that we hosted a couple weeks ago. They both represented there as well. So glad to have them here in the Truck Series. As Swamp Fox asked where God of War is running, God of War Swamp is currently in P12. And on to stage 2, Jim.
Oh yeah, we'll have to see if Kevin can keep up the dominance, but he's led every lap so far.
See what Marksman does here in turn 1. Is he going to pinch him down? No, he goes all the way to the top. Keenitz is going to be able to clear coming off of corner number 2. Slide right up in front of Marksman, even though Marksman had the run.
Marksman's going to get a run there. Oh, he's not going to take it to the inside. He's going to keep working that outside for turns 3 and 4. I think that's going to allow
It looks
Kevin
wild
to go
behind these guys, though. Oh, the 3 truck reaps in the wall.
Oh, they save it again.
Wow, God of War gets around. There it lies, gets around. Very close call there for the back half of the field, though. It looks like most of the field is single file, and about 1 through 10 are all running the low lane, Jim.
Yeah, back here it's just crazy. We're 3 wide with Kronks fighting over 15 and 34.
Oh, Marksman takes the lead.
Oh, yeah, but here
3 wide for the
now.
lead. Plumney's Pipes is going to use the high lane. He's going to go around both of these guys, as I think Keenitz might have caught the wall off of turn 4, allowed these guys to get around him. Plumney's Pipes back up in the front.
Well, they got to be careful here.
Proving that Daytona was no fluke. Side by side with Marksman for first, and here comes Keenitz using that low lane.
Oh, he's going to get loose, though. Marksman's going to get that run on the outside, but Plumby's Pipes love seeing what's going on behind him.
Really clean racing here, really hard racing, but good racing here. And the Truck Series at Iowa in stage number 2. As they're still trying to figure out who wants second place, side by side still between Marksman and Keenitz. One using the high lane, one using the low lane. Who is going to prevail?
I'm watching their lines a little bit. Looks like I said, Plumby's Pipes able to hook the bottom, but to do that, I mean, now he's using that outside. Oh,
Marksman caught the wall.
But Plumby's Pipes, he's just doing a very, very solid job of holding his line.
Keenitz pitches up. Sorry, Jim, for interrupting, but Keenitz pinched Marksman there, trying to squeeze up in front of him for second place.
Get the wall there.
Oh, he does get the wall. He catches Marksman. Hard contact on the wall.
Way to the inside here.
Wreckfest goes into the 45 of Marksman on his way by. Here comes Bubba Chapin for third.
Oh, they make contact. 45 of Marksman is probably going to have a little bit of a hot head here. You got to keep your tempers under control. you can still get up there and challenge for this stage, or at least P2 here, it looks like.
That chain of
I keep
events
your
was
head on you.
that chain of events was all led off by Keenitz catching the wall out of turn 4, checked all these guys up, started beating and banging here, but still clean as Bubba puts his NOS teammate in the wall, heading into turn 3. So the NOS boys not playing nice with each other right now.
Marksman, it gives Marksman an opportunity to go to the inside of Wreckfest here for P4. He's going to have to use that inside. That's not the lane he likes.
We've seen Marksman make good use of that high lane here tonight. Going to try to pass Wreckfest here on the low line this time. Not cleared. Almost got him. Just wasn't able to clear enough. Wreckfest dives into turn 1, but Marksman should be able to clear now. He does. He slides up just in front, but allows Wreckfest to get back on the high lane.
Looks like Kevin is starting to cut into that gap that Columbia's Pipes had. I thought after that whole debacle back there, P2 after he got the wall, that he would be falling back. But no, he's right there on his teammate's bumper.
He is closing in on Columbia's Pipes for the lead, as it looks like Marksman and Wreckfest finally got it sorted out for 4th, with Wreckfest taking point over Marksman. Back farther on in the field, we see Frazier up the irons, young Colt here, battling for 6th on back. Mr. Williams sliding up here behind these guys, waiting for them to make a mistake. Not a fan of Iowa, but here he is, making his way up through the field after starting dead last. He's got big shoes to fill this season in that number 98 TJR Ford, as Moffitt departed after last season. He was a Final Four driver, winner at New Hampshire, had some personal things to take care of, so we wish him the best. But his teammate, Mr. Williams, stepped in here, tried to get that 98 back to the playoffs.
Funny that you bring up Williams, because in the offseason, Williams asked me, he had none of his TJR teammates on, so he asked me, he was like, hey, can you help me with the lobby? So I jump in, ends up being Iowa. Might be one of those tracks he was practicing on, as he kind of chips the wall there, but he's very dedicated in getting better at the game, very dedicated at getting better at tracks that he doesn't like, so he's definitely one of them.
As we were sliding back through the field, Keenitz was able to make his way around Plum, his teammate at Elite, to take the lead back here in stage number 2. So Keenitz back out front with 12 laps to go at the line.
Are you seeing anyone that has anything for Kevin out there, Kevin 2.0? Is there anybody that's shown the speed? Columbia's Pipes, we've seen a little bit of them. Marksman, we've seen a little bit of them, but it seems like Kevin's just on a whole nother level.
Yeah, it looks like Plum had a really good short run truck, but it's starting to fade here the longer the laps goes. Bubba Chafin makes his way around for 2nd. But Keenitz right now looks like he has the strongest truck in the field. Pole sitter, stage 1 winner, and right now he's cruising away to take stage 2 here as well.
Well, you bring up a really good point about setups for the cars or trucks. Kevin hit the wall there on the beginning laps of stage 2. You think that was because he geared his truck towards more of a long run truck and it just wasn't there for the short run, but here it is on a long run and it's showing that speed that it was in stage 1.
That damage may have just tightened him up to where he needed it. But yeah,
that too, that could work.
He caught that wall really hard coming out of turn 4 at the very beginning of this stage, but it doesn't look like it's affected him too much as he's back out front. But right now, the 4 truck of Bubba Chafin looking to run him down.
Bubba Chafin's he got the apron a little bit there, but he has been catching him steadily over the last couple laps. That's something I didn't mention, but he's showing speed here, stage 2.
Kate Keenitz is a former winner in the NARL, but not in the Truck Series. In Season 1, he was able to win in the Cup Series at Talladega Superspeedway for his first and only career North American eRacing League win. Winless last season in trucks and came into this season still hungry. He wants to prove that he can visit victory lane in these trucks. And right now, looks like he's got the truck to beat tonight.
Definitely does, but he's got to keep up with it. I mean, the track isn't dynamic, but the stage, the green flag runs we have might be a little dynamic if these guys get a little crazier. He's got to be thinking a little bit ahead, thinking, all right, if this thing comes down to a short run, what do I need to do to this truck to make it competitive? Because if I'm looking at that stage 2 start, I'm thinking that was a little bit rough. I'm going to need a little more speed out of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried, especially if your truck is this fast on the long run. I don't know that I'd even touch it.
No, not now, but you got to be thinking ahead if it does come down to a GWC or if it just comes down to short runs. Got to be thinking of that in advance. It's something that caught him off guard in some of those races last season, I believe.
As Keenis has stretched out a pretty good gap over here, over Bubba Chafin with 5 laps to go right here at the line. About 2-second lead.
Now for P2's heating up right here between the NOS boys.
Oh, Wreckfest gives his buddy a bumper there going into turn 1. He's going to pass Bubba Chafin for second.
Let's see if he sends it back in on him. No, he doesn't. It looked like... oh, there he goes.
Oh, there it is. These guys are fighting hard tonight in their North American eRacing League debuts. Bubba Chafin back around for second place, but don't fight too hard because here comes Marksman.
And if you don't think stage points matter, just look at the last 2 stages and how hard these guys have been fighting. It's always been a little cluster back there. Kevin's kind of ran away with them, but the cluster from second on back is always intense. Always for those extra stage points.
3 to go from stage number 2.
Marksman isn't really dedicated to using that really high line, but he's using a middle line, which is pretty interesting. I've never seen the middle line work, but it's working for him. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, he's a lane or 2 up, maybe groove up from these guys, but he's right there with them. As we are 2 to go, the battle is heating up for second place. Bubba Chafin and Wreckfest trying to determine who's going to finish second here in stage number 2. As Bubba clips the apron, that's going to allow Wreckfest to get underneath.
Can Bubba make the outside work here, maybe? No,
crossover.
He's going to go for a crossover. That might be a little
he's going to wash up
there.
into him. He's going to bump him. Side by side, 1 to go.
Does Marksman make it 3 wide? Do you dare make it 3 wide with these guys, or do you just let them battle it out?
Oh, Agent Chancho.
32.
Wow, I didn't even see that as I was looking back. But Agent Chancho just collected Wreckfest. That sealed the deal here for second place.
I think we just gave our viewers a little bit of a jump scare attack right there.
Gave myself a jump scare. Keenit's going to sweep the stages tonight, followed by Bubba Chafin. Marksman's going to get P3, Wreckfest P4, and I believe Plumdy's Pipes is going to hang on for 5th here in stage number 2. Wreckfest has got some damage to repair on that truck. That might cost him a few spots on these pit stops.
Yeah, and I mean, getting through the field, it looks like passing. It's very doable with the multi-lane, multi-groove racing, but at the same time, it's a lot more difficult than just being able to hook bottom and passing guys like that.
Well, Jim, what are your thoughts on the first 2 stages that we've seen tonight?
Impressively clean. I would say it's been fantastic racing. Whenever you can get guys not dooring each other into the wall at a short, it's always a success in my book.
Yeah, well, we saw what happened last night in the Cup race. First 2 stages were clean, and then the late caution came out, and all hell broke loose. So, going to be interesting here.
Poor Bubba Chafin actually eclipsed Kevin on that pit cycle.
Might have been that damage that Kevin had that he had to repair. Cost him that top spot as they come to green here in the final stage. Bubba Chafin leads them into corner number 1. He's going to be able to clear and take the lead for the first time tonight. If I'm Keenan, it's like you got to be patient right here. No sense in just driving back up under him, but that's what he's going to try to do.
This might actually hurt him if guys can use that outside on him. He might get freight trained a little bit here.
He's got one in the wall in the back of the field. It's going to stack up the last 5 or 6 drivers. Still no caution. Kept it straight. Plumb these pipes is going to climb up to second place past Keenitz. Keenitz is going to settle in third.
It's interesting looking at the top two. Their trucks, they both have rookie stripes on them, and that's because they're actually rookies. So it works out perfectly, the game and real life.
Nice little detail that you noticed there. Same thing with Wreckfest. He's got a rookie stripe on the back of his truck, so pretty cool there.
If only they allowed us to do it and actually add them.
Well, one driver who I see right now that we haven't talked about too much tonight making his way up into the top 5 is GMR Reap right there, making the high lane work. He's battling for 5th place with Wreckfest. So Reap always comes alive in these final stages.
He does, and you think maybe he was just waiting for stage 3, put in his setup after the first 2 stages and get back up there. He was situated in a hornet's nest the first 2 stages. And yeah, battle for the lead.
It's like Bubba Chafin caught the apron yet again. Plumb these pipes are going to look to take advantage here. Side by side, Plumb these pipes is going to lead that lap. But he's going to hit the apron himself.
Here comes
Keenitz.
Oh, I thought he was going to try 3 wide, but here comes Marksman on the outside. He's going to make it 3. Oh!
Aggressive move there from Marksman. He wants to clear these guys. His God of War pits right in front of him.
Oh my goodness.
Close
Marksman
call for the
back
leader.
out front. Battle is for P2 right here between Kevin and Bubba Chafin.
The whole field is still right here together. The difference between first and about 10th is only a second and a half. These guys are all on top of each other here in stage number 3, the final stage tonight.
Plum looked like he got a little tight off of 4, maybe had a little contact. He's going to lose a couple spots out of that.
Reap right now up to P4 as he makes his way past Plum. Keenitz, Marksman out front, followed by Bubba Chafin in the 4 truck. He's going to get a little bump to Keenitz. Going to look underneath for second. And that 3 truck is a rocket ship right now.
I mean,
he is
after
flying.
you pointed him out, I'm looking at him like, where did he come from? Is he a little Ken Harvick here in the Truck Series?
He is flying right now.
He's going to use that inside. I thought he liked the outside, but I mean, if your truck can go anywhere, that's even better.
Oh, Keenitz caught the wall again, 3 wide for 3rd place. They're going to go 3 wide into the corner. Nobody letting up.
This is incredible racing we're seeing here.
And Marksman is loving seeing all this happen in his mirror.
It is the 2 NOS guys looking to get around Kevin, who has been our dominant force in the first 2 stages. And now Kevin's going to make it 3 wide.
Incredible racing that we're seeing right now. Reap going to look underneath. 3 wide there for 4th place. Plumb these pipes, rim riding.
Plumb these pipes actually made a lot of hay on that outside contact between Bubba Chafin and the O2 of Wreckfest.
These guys are just crossover after crossover. This is wild.
I mean, if you look back here, P2 to about, like you said, P10, just under a blanket.
This is insane racing that we're watching. Incredible stuff here.
I think Kevin's getting a little impatient. He's starting to, I mean, he's not meaning to door guys, but at the same time, it's not hurting his feelings that he's moving guys out of the way.
3 wide for 2nd place. Incredible racing that we're seeing here in the North American eRacing League's Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series at Iowa Speedway. The M&M's 100, race number 2 of this season. And it is hot and heavy right here in the final stage. All these drivers trying to make their mark, trying to move up through the field, position themselves to fight for the win. But Keegan Marksman has driven away from everybody.
All right, guys, so now we see Kevin has cleared all of that mess behind him. He's been the fastest truck on a long run, maybe arguably on a short run in stage 1. Can he go and chase down that FBGM driver of Marksman? It looks like he's starting to gain a little more now that he's gotten out of that little hornet's nest. But
he's got about a second and a half to catch him.
Yeah, he's got some time to make up.
Reap is going to clear Plum for 4th. But he lets Plum have the high lane coming off of 2. He didn't do the slide job on him. Didn't block his run.
And looking at it, Kate Keenitz 22 is catching our leader right now. And you can just tell after he's back in clean air, after he's away from all the madness, he can run the line he wants to run. He is bad fast tonight.
Right now getting passed by Young Colt here for 7th place. What a breath of fresh air for Young Colt. Had a very tumultuous first season in Xfinity last season. Then he dropped down to trucks, ran top 5 at Daytona, and here he is about P7, making his way up towards the front here in the final stage at Iowa. Frazier trying to hold off up the irons there in the 33 truck here for 8th place. Frazier's going to come down pit lane. He's going to pull a little bit of strategy, maybe some fresh tires. Be the first of our leaders on pit lane tonight.
Yeah, and why not? It'll give you a little track position. Once you come back out, everyone else is going to have to pit. You'll have the fresher tires. You'll probably inherit around, I don't know, 3rd or 4th after the cycle. But trying to hold on to those tires after the guys behind you have the newer tires, that's going to be the tough part for him.
Frazier's pitting very early. I would assume he's going to take 4 here and try to offset that time loss from the 2 tire stops that we are sure to see later. And
I believe his teammate's down too, Mr. Williams. I think it's a team decision down there for TJR.
Strategy from TJR. That's why we were watching that.
Wouldn't you expect that?
Reap caught the wall. He moves back here to about 7th, fighting with up the iron. So little mistake from Reap, but not too much of a dagger for him. He still has plenty of time to make his way back up front.
Battle for the lead is starting to heat up. Marksman made a little mistake off of turn 4, got a little bit loose on exit, and now Kevin is hot on his trail.
As I am not seeing Williams move here on pit lane. I don't know if he lagged out or not. But his truck is still sitting there on my screen as we do have a battle for the lead. Keenitz is underneath of the 45 of Marksman. He's going to take the top spot back.
Oh, he's going to go for a crossover maybe. Very close on the crossover, but they keep from making contact. And Kevin, back to the point.
Yep, Keenitz back out front. Ran down Marksman from a 2.5 seconds behind. Passed him clean and is now driving away here in the final stage at Iowa.
That 45 is not happy with him. He's trying all he can to go up here and contest our fastest truck of the night and take Keenitz 22, but that thing is just, it's not able. It is so loose. You just got to hang on to it for these pit stops and get those fresh tires back on them.
16 to go at the line that we just saw. Keenitz pulling away from Marksman here late, but these guys still have to make pit stops. What are they going to do for strategy? We'll find out soon. They stay out yet another lap as we come to 15 to go.
So if you're that 45 right now, you're losing touch with the leader. Do you pit now? Do you try to get those tires and undercut the guy in front of you?
Yeah, definitely. If you see that 40 truck pulling away, you know what you're doing right now is not working, so you got to try something different from him.
Here he comes.
And like on cue, just like we said, Marksman down pit lane, surrendering second place.
Looks like he was able to get on there pretty cleanly, unlike some of his teammates. And yeah, I think he entered pretty well. We'll have to see how Kevin enters. It will be very dependent on how cautious these guys are getting into pit road.
Keenitz stays out another lap.
Yeah, and if you're Kevin right now, probably just come down. I mean,
I don't
the
know.
car's fast.
He thinks this long run speed is more beneficial than those fresh tires right now. So he's going to stay out an extra lap or two.
It's bold strategy, Cotton.
Bold strategy. He stays out another lap.
I guess he's just gonna wait until tires fall off of this thing before he comes down. Which, I mean, you did make a good point. That long run speed has been phenomenal for that elite Chevrolet, but I would think you'd want to come down and match that guy. Fresher tires are going to be better than long run speed.
Well, we're going to find out here as he stays out yet another lap.
You think he might just go 2 tires or something on this final stop?
Yeah, he could. He's got to take tires because his tire light's already on. We still have 10 to go. He's got to take tires. So I would assume he's going to take 2. I don't know that he would risk taking 4.
I mean, I don't know if you'd want to take 4. I don't know if you'd want to take 4 at this point because you know you're going to lose a lot of time to marksmen who pitted a lot well before you. And I mean, if you only take 2, you'll still be out front by around 9-10 seconds. And with only a couple laps remaining, you'll be able to hold on to it as here he comes.
He's coming to pit lane as we are also coming to 9 to go. Your leader, Kay Keenitz, the dominant truck tonight on pit lane.
All right, well, if you stay on Kay Keenitz, I will go over to Marksman and see where these guys file out.
All right, I will follow Keenitz here on pit lane. Looks like he's going to take right sides, half a can.
Oh, he is going to go with the 2-tire strategy.
It's got to. I mean, 4 would be risky. It would be fast, but with so little laps left, I don't think he can afford to give up all that time.
So Marksman just got back on the lead lap, I assume, right now.
Keenan's off of pit lane.
Yeah, Marksman is coming out of turn 4 right now.
I'll get a lap counter here as soon as I can. See who's still out. Make sure everybody is cycling.
Could be wrong, but I think Bubba Chafin did overtake Marksman on pit road because he is in front of him on track right now.
Keenitz is out front still after the cycle of pit stops. He's got a 4.5 second gap over Wreckfest and Plumby's Pipes, who are fighting for second.
Oh, we have one
Kronks is around.
And the 4's involved.
Oh
no!
no!
Caution. I'm not seeing it.
Oh
yes,
wow!
That's a caution.
Oh my goodness!
Well, that is the absolute worst thing.
You know what I said about Phoenix in the Cup race last night?
Oh,
have a feeling
don't.
We are about to see that right here at Iowa. Incredible turn of events.
What does Kevin do here? I think you have to come down and get tires.
You got to take 4.
I don't think that thing will be fast enough.
Got to take fresh tires.
I'd say go for the left sides, but this game doesn't allow you to, so he's kind of screwed here.
Wow. A late caution comes out. The first caution of the season for these truck guys, and it is within 10 laps to go here at Iowa. If you're Kevin, you have to pit. You got to take 4. But
yeah,
we see some strategy. Derek Lye stays out. Penn stays out. Bubba Chafin stays out. Is that who that is? Nope. That's
Up the Iron.
That's Up the Iron stays out.
Here we go.
Plumby's Pipes on the bottom is going to move there. It lies up.
Here comes Kevin on the outside.
Oh, Bubba Chafin on the apron. He goes around in the back.
And 87 as well. Is that going to bring out a caution? Because if it
does not, we stay green. Keenitz with the fresh tires. He's got to get around Up the Irons. He's got to get around him quick. Looking at the inside for the lead.
Here. That's where you want to be. You don't want to allow that guy on the
power move. He slides right up in front of him. Clears him off of 2.
Big crash in the back. We have 3-4 trucks around here. 15 of God of War The 44.
Stay green.
10 after
Oh,
the
Keenan's
strategy.
into the wall. Keenan's into the wall. He allows Wreckfest to get by. Up the irons to get by. Big mistake.
He's still got time here, though.
Big mistake from the driver of the 40.
No, here comes his teammate to the inside of him. Plumb these pipes. He's looking for P2 right now if he can clear both of them.
1 to go here at Iowa. White flag is out. Plumb these pipes, drives it in deep. Wreckfest drives it deep. Here comes Keenan's. That's exactly what he needed.
Oh, the 33. Oh, this is going to be crazy.
Here comes Keenan's. He drives it in. It's going to be neck and neck between him and
Kevin's
Wreckfest.
gonna do it.
Keenan's is going to win his first career North American eRacing League truck race tonight here at Iowa.
Oh my goodness, finally for Kevin.
Wow. What a finish. Went from third to first in the last lap.
Well, I'll be honest, I thought he was screwed after that last caution, but man,
Wow.
I don't know if he played strategy or if he just came out of P4, but that really saved him. And even after the mistake, it just shows how crazy fast that truck was tonight after hitting the wall.
What a crazy race we just witnessed here tonight in the Truck Series. What an incredible finish we saw after a late caution. Keenitz, after a mistake coming 3 to go, drives his way back up, passes 2 trucks on the last lap, claims his first career Truck Series win in the North American eRacing League. Incredible.
He's been invited to the party.
All right, I'm going to check fast lap here before I invite him in, before everybody backs out. Let's go ahead and load in here. I'm going to take a wild guess and say Keenan's had the fast lap tonight, but we'll see.
I think that's very possible.
Fast lap normally goes to the...
No, the first Plumdy's pipes had the fastest with almost a 24 flat.
Okay. Had that short run speed. All right,
Second.
I'm going to go blue screen here to invite our race winner into the party. He has been suggested by my compadre here in the booth, Big Jim. A few suggested players. There he is. We'll get him in here. What a race. Let's see if I can't go find that 40 truck. There it is. Didn't have to go too far for Ross Chastain. Do we wait for our race winner, Kay Keenitz, to join the party? There he is. Keenitz, you finally did it. You got your Truck Series win. How you feeling after that?
It's about time. It is about time. I still had to say hi to the wall coming to it, but, you know.
Oh, yeah. You said hi to it a couple times tonight.
We like we talked about in the Xfinity broadcast Sunday. We got that. Me and the wall have that relationship.
Yeah, I see that relationship is still growing strong between you guys, and it almost cost you. You almost threw it away with about 3 to go. You hit it. You lost 3 to 4 spots. You still managed to climb your way back up through. How did you do it?
I took 4 tires on that last stop, and that's really what got me in there. And I could just hold it on the bottom when I think it was Plum and the new guy at Wreckfest. Shout out to him. Very good driving from him. He's very fast. But I think it was Plum and Wreckfest, and they might have touched or they drove in a little hard, and I was like, okay, I rolled the corner back how I wanted to. I'm going to get a run on him and just catch that yellow line all the way around.
Well, you had the dominant truck tonight. You got Matt's points. Took pole, took both stages, took the overall win. But with that fast truck, you had that final caution, or that only caution came out within 10 laps to go. What were you thinking when that hit? Because you had about a 4.5-second lead when it came out.
I was not happy. The strategy that me and my teammates had talked about was playing out perfectly, and then all of a sudden that just went right out the door. So still played it right, I think, obviously, because I won, but, it's fine.
Definitely. Well, congratulations. Your first career win. here in the Truck Series, and I know you've been hungry for that, so it's a feel-good win tonight here from the boy in Arizona, K. Keenitz 22. Good job.
Yes. Thank you.
In the booth with me, though, got somebody you're very familiar with. I got your teammate from last season, Big Jim. Jim, kind of question you got for our race winner here tonight, K. Keenitz?
Yeah, man. First off, congratulations on the win. I know it's been a long time coming for you, and I don't know if you know this. I'm sure you do, but that win right there makes it an elite sweep for the Truck Series for the first 2 races. So congratulations on that as well.
Thank you, Jim.
All right, my question for you has nothing to do with the race, but how are you going to celebrate tonight?
I'm gonna slam a few cold ones, Jim. We're gonna slam some cold ones, hit some dingers, maybe play some Fall Guys. Shout out to that game as well. So it was
Fall Guys sounds intriguing.
Yes.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations on the win, and hopefully more to come.
Hopefully so. Thank you again, Jim.
Well, before I let you get to your little moment here that we've been waiting for a while and your shout-outs, I've got a fan question here in the chat from a certain Kyle Bartles.
Okay.
His question is, why did you destroy my corn wall?
Well, Kyle's got the best corn cob in all of the land, and I figured we were in the land of the K-Bart, and just wanted to say hi to it for you, K-Bart. Shout out, K-Bart.
The land of the K-Bart, the land of the corn. Keenitz, your winner here tonight at Iowa. Keenitz, the floor is yours.
First of all, shout out to my elite teammates. We all help each other practice, and I think that showed between Plum and myself. Sadly, WSC couldn't be here, but shout out to you guys as well. And the new guys, Bubba Chafin and Wreckfest, both very fast. Look for them to be something to watch down the line here. So it's a fun race. I went very well. Only the one caution, like you said, so I was very pleased with that.
Yeah, definitely. Only one caution between 2 races so far this season. Great racing that we saw tonight. Kevin, awesome job. Your first Truck Series win. Go celebrate.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
As I'm going to go blue screen here and invite Wreckfest to the party. I don't even know if I got him on. I'm on blue screen, so you guys won't be able to hear Jim. See if I have Wreckfest as a friend. I don't know if I've got him as a friend yet. I do not. I'm going to have to search him real quick. My apologies. I'll send him a friend request after the race tonight. There he is. All right, invite has been sent to the driver of the 02 Wreckfest. Your runner-up here tonight. Great debut for him.
No doubt. I mean, we've seen some great debuts in the past, but that one kind of stands out, it being on a short track and all.
Yeah, as we are now joined by our runner-up tonight, Wreckfest, your North American eRacing League debut, and you bring it home P2. How you feeling after that run tonight at Iowa?
I feel great, man. That was one heck of a race, one heck of a battle.
Definitely had that late caution come out. What were you thinking there when that caution came out? Because you were sitting P2 before that, but you had a pretty good gap to Keenitz. But once that caution came out, you knew everybody was going to get closed in together. What were your thoughts?
Well, I was hoping that some would take the risk and stay out, and I knew that I was pretty loose, and I took the 2 tires during the pit stop and knew that we can get some fresh tires and go at it for the win.
Well, you tasted the lead there coming to the white flag. You took the white flag first, but it looked like you kind of missed your mark there in corner number 1, washed up a bit. Was that because of the 56 of Plumdy's pipes was right there on you, or just a little bit of pressure there in your first race?
Yeah, he definitely gave me a little bit of a love tap coming into that corner, so that kind of messed up my entry corner going in there. And I knew that once I got pushed up that if the 40 was backed off a little bit, he would have been able to get below us, and that's what happened. And I tried to make it stick between 3 and 4 and get that bite off the corner off of 4, but he had it better than I did and got to the line first.
Well, I've got one more question before I hand it off to my partner here in the booth, Jim. But you and your NOS racing buddy, Bubba Chafin, you guys had some heated battles tonight, giving the bumper back and forth. How was that racing him all night?
Typical Bubba. he likes to stick that nose where it doesn't belong sometimes, but you just try to work with it, and that's what I did a couple times, and got away from me a little bit, touched the wall a couple times, but if I was able to get there, I would have returned the favor. But he was pretty fast for a little bit, and I started getting loose, so I couldn't return the favor. But other than all, he did pretty good tonight for himself. So.
Yeah, definitely, those two trucks were like magnets tonight. It was fun to watch up here in the booth. But congratulations on your P2 run, Jim. Take it away.
Yeah, Wreckfest, congratulations on P2 and your first NARL start. It's always great to see New Bloods doing very well in the league.
Thank you.
My question for you is, you joined into the Truck Series in the early parts of the season. There are a lot of tracks to go on, so which one are you most looking forward to?
Next week, Atlanta.
Okay.
I'm looking to make another headstone there, so let's try to get another top 3 out of it. I know there's going to be some pretty fast trucks there, especially I know it's draft dependent, and you just got to make sure you hit your entries into the corners right and off the corners, and get that run to backstretch. Try to make your moves on the 3 and 4 and take it to the finish line. So.
Yeah, well, for sure. Hopefully we'll see you up front there.
Thank you, sir.
Wreckfest, before we let you go, get prepared for Atlanta next week. Anybody you want to shout out after your runner-up finish tonight?
I just want to say thank you to you guys allowing me to race with y'all. I had a blast tonight, and to my NAS guys, and can't wait to try to go for the championship at the end of the year.
All right, well, there you got it. Your runner-up finisher here tonight with a great debut here in the North American eRacing League. Wreckfest 92484, congratulations once again.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Jim, we saw some great racing here tonight. Any final takeaways?
Just, I mean, compared to last season, once again, put it on the spot. Just such an improvement this season with guys being able to use multiple lines and doing it without a lot of contact. You saw a couple crashes at the end, but that's bound to happen when the heat has turned up. So good on these guys to keep it clean most of the night.
Definitely. Awesome racing we saw all night. We saw 2 wide, 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide at one point. But the truck guys, they managed to pull it off. Only had 1 caution all night. Incredible race we witnessed here at Iowa. That's going to go down as one of the best races of the season already, and I'm going to call that right now. So, great race at Iowa. But as Wreckfest just mentioned, next week, Truck Series visits Atlanta Motor Speedway, the first 1.5 miles of their season. So make sure you guys tune in for that if you want to catch some more Truck Series action in the North American eRacing League. But before that, Wednesday, tomorrow night, going to be the Xfinity Series in action, race number 3. They're heading to Chicagoland. So make sure to catch the Xfinity guys tomorrow at Chicago. And the Cup guys, Thursday night, will also be at Chicago. So that's going to be the next 2 nights here in the North American eRacing League. Make sure you guys check both of those races out. It's going to be action-packed in both series. But for Big Jim, myself, Gator Mike, we hope you enjoyed the action tonight. I know I sure did. I know Jim did. So make sure you guys keep tuning in. We appreciate the support. And we will catch you next time. All my gnarly ones, you guys have a good night.